Okay. Okay. Yeah, you're welcome. So, Shota, sorry, I'm really sorry. Shola, tell me, are we done with discussing waterfall? This one?
No, no, you have not shown me this.
Okay, okay, then I remember. Then I can recall. I have assigned this task to you, right? I wanted you to give me the basics of waterfall.
Yes, that's all you gave. That's where we stopped
Hmm.
yesterday. Basis of water.
Okay, okay. Yeah, we'll go with this waterfall. But before going with this waterfall, do you have any questions for the SDLC?
No, I'm clear with the stages of the SDLC. So it's how to apply them into waterfall methodology and the agile methodology that I will need to know.
Oh, we'll discuss on Agile methodology and rest of the methodologies
Yes.
today. But yeah, before going with all those things, give me the waterfall methodology as per your understandings.
Yeah, waterfall methodology as per my understanding is one following through each steps of the SDLC, the initial phase, analysis, design, development, implementation, testing and implementation, and is for a project that you start to end. You 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 don't do the testing on each phases. You do the testing at the end of the project, and it's a project that requires good resources. That is, all the objective, the scope of the business has of the project has to be known, and it doesn't really encourage change requests. So it is a process that starts to finish, and well, it's
Okay. Look at this flow. See, as you said, the waterfall. Just a second. Open with the format. Okay, so with waterfall, the reason why it has got the name waterfall is, you can see this flow, right? Like whatever we have discussed yesterday related to SDLC. So from initial phase, we are supposed to perform requirement gathering where we are getting BRS as the outcome. What is BRS?
business requirement specification.
Okay. And once we have BRS with us, which is prepared by a BA, then we proceed with analysis phase where BAs along with the project managers are involved and they are supposed to come up with system design, and we get SRS as the outcome. What is SRS?
That's a system. Is a system requirement specification.
Yes, perfect. And this will be input for the design phase where your chief architects and tech leads are involved and they're supposed to come up with the software design.
So
And the outcome is, sorry?
who generates the SRS, the system requirement?
SRS is again prepared by a business analyst.
Oh, it's also prepared by BA.
Yeah, exactly.
BRS, SRS is by BA.
BAs are involved in almost every phase except coding.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what is TDD and GUI?
Come again. T what?
TDD
okay.
and GUI.
That's technical design document.
Yes, yes. And
GUI is guideline clinical units or no, give me that.
Graphical user interface.
Graphical user interface, yeah.
Okay, okay. Now, so this is given by your business analyst and TTD is given by the chief architects. So once they are done with designing the interface, then this interface is explained to the technical people and developers will be working on the code. They'll implement the code and they'll cross-check it with. I mean, they cross-check it, they test it. So the testing done at the developer is called as unit testing. So based on this, they'll be getting unit test report. So once all the units are integrated, we'll be getting integration test report. All these integration together form a module. So it is like followed by a module level test report. Then all these modules are integrated to form a final system. Then we'll get system level test report. At the before deploying this at the client end, business analysts are involved in performing UAT, user acceptance testing. And based on this, just give me a minute.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. So yeah, what is UAT?
UAT, user acceptance testing.
Perfect. Which is done by a business analyst in the presence of client. So based on that, we'll be getting UATR, user acceptance test report, and then it is delivered to the client. So in the waterfall method, it follows this.
Excuse me. Yeah. UATR, what's the R? Requirements?
Sorry?
You say UATR, what's the R?
Report.
Report, okay. Now, sorry, let's go back to design. The technical design document and graphical interface, graphical user interface.
Yes.
Who will generate those reports?
Sorry?
Who is going to generate those two reports? The TDD and
technical design document is given by your chief architects and GUI by your business analyst.
No, come again.
Technical design document by your chief architects along with the tech leads and GUI by your business analyst.
Okay, BA for okay.
And Shola, this seems that you have not gone to the document which I've already shared with you.
Hello?
Right?
Say again. No, I should write it.
See, I have shared a document with you, right?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Sorry, I didn't check that yesterday.
Oh, that's the reason you are getting this out. Everything is detailed in that document.
Okay, I will go through it after this session and the one you sent to me today.
Okay, fine. Maybe take your time and go through with that, okay?
I will.
Okay, perfect. Now, yeah, as I said, like each and every step phases are carried out in a step-by-step manner. That once we are done with the initial phase, then only we'll go with analysis, and once we finish analysis, then only we'll go with design. So there's no chance for a user to include new changes in between. It is simple. It is simple to use because we are following this in a step-by-step manner. And also simultaneously, the major disadvantage with this methodology is your client cannot include new changes in between. Okay, so your requirements are to be fixed in the initial phase itself, then they'll carry on with the rest of the phases. Okay, so that's the reason it's even called a sequential model. There will be a little increment every time we proceed with the process. So these are the. I have given a list over here. Just have a glance on the advantages and disadvantages.
Okay.
Fine.
Yeah, I can see it.
Any questions?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Okay, good. Now, look at this one. Prototype. Okay, before going with this prototype, can you define the term what prototype is? Just the prototype, not prototype methodology, okay? Just the term prototype.
Yeah, I should define it?
Yeah. Maybe you get the help from Google.
Prototype is it's a graphical presentation that gives the look and feel of what the product will look like.
Sorry, repeat that.
Yeah, I said it's a graphical presentation that gives the feel, of it gives the feel and look of what the original project will be or the product will be.
Okay, okay, perfect. Yes, it's a base or just the workaround model, how your final application should look like. Okay.
Yeah.
So based on this, we'll proceed with the acceptance from the respective clients and then proceed with the development. Now,
Okay.
look at this diagram of a prototype model or this flow diagram. Can you make out what is happening with this prototype model?
Can I
Take
do
your time.
what? Okay, let me take my time looking at it. So
Oh
what's your
yeah.
question? You said, can I do what?
I want you to explain me what is happening with this prototype model based on this diagram.
Okay, let me take a look and give my explanation.
Oh yeah.
Okay, should I talk now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. My understanding of this is that you have unclear requirements,
Hmm.
and through prototyping,
Hmm.
you are able to put it into hardware. You are able to come up with the feel and the look of the project
Hmm.
through the hardware and the software, and
Hmm.
you demonstrated to the client what the product will look like and what the product will do, not only to look like, but what it will also do. You
Hmm.
demonstrated that to the client through the hardware prototype and the software prototype. And then from there, the through the software prototype, the requirements were well defined and clear, and the business requirement specification document was developed and baselined.
Hmm.
And through the hardware prototype, when you showed it to the client, the environment is confirmed, and
Hmm.
the uh, software or system requirements specification document also developed and baseline, and approval is gotten for, for the project to be developed.
Okay. You're almost correct. Yeah, yeah. Any more additions?
That's all I can say for now.
Good, good, very good. So as you said, prototype is like just the base of your final product. Based on that, your client can decide whether to go with that or not. So usually, whenever your client is not clear with complete set of requirements, this is what you will choose. Like this methodology we proceed with. So first we gather the unclear requirements from the client, and based on these unclear requirements, we prepare a prototype. Okay,
Yeah.
and hardware and software of this prototype is designed and a demo is given to the client. If the
Yeah.
client is fine with this software, I mean this prototype, then he'll proceed with baselining or confirming, and we proceed with preparing an SRS on that. I mean adding these requirements to the SRS document. Or else, if the requirements are not confirmed by your client, then we need to make changes accordingly to the BRS document. And once the BRS is baseline, then only we share, I mean, we include all these requirements to the SRS. Okay?
Okay. So what you are saying now is that SRS,
Sorry?
I'm saying what you are saying now is that SRS is
Huh?
more, it's more, it's more, I don't know how to put that. It's SRS is I just want to see the English that we need to use.
Software
Uh,
requirement specification document and business requirement specification document.
so which one is more a
Oh,
concluding?
BRS comes first, and once we are confirming everything with the BRS, then only we prepare SRS.
Okay, okay. I think that's what I want to.
Fine?
Okay, yeah. So on this diagram,
Hmm.
the the hardware prototype and the software prototype. What's their difference? What's the
Okay,
difference?
fine. Software is just the application details, and hardware we come up with the complete list of hardwares like your RAM or external devices, how we are connecting them and everything, like how they are interfaces. Okay,
Okay, okay. So we do
fine.
hardware prototypes as well.
Exactly.
Okay.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, so based on your client unclear requirement, we proceed with prototype. So it's like an iterative process. Whenever your client is giving you some unclear requirements, then you start preparing a prototype and share it with the client. If it is fine, you add it to the SRS or else you refine the PRS. So it's like a continuous process until your client finalizes all the requirements. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Now,
Now,
based on this,
I
yeah,
just want to
sorry.
ask you a question.
Oh
For
yeah.
the waterfall,
Mhm.
now it's important that we do the prototype for the waterfall.
Sorry.
I say in the waterfall methodology,
Mhm.
it is important that we do the prototype.
In a waterfall methodology, I didn't get that.
Yeah, I said with waterfall methodology,
Huh?
it is important that we come up with prototype model.
Oh, no, no, it's not a part of waterfall. It's a separate methodology. Waterfall is a different one. Prototype is a different one.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. But can we
You see,
include?
actually, waterfall is used only when all your requirements are confirmed in the initial phase. And
Ah,
prototype is used whenever your client is not clear with complete set of requirements.
oh, okay. So we cannot combine the two together.
Oh, no, no, these two are different methodologies at all. Totally different.
Okay, I get you.
Okay, fine. Or still confused.
Yeah, I thought we can use prototype when we are using waterfall or agile. We can always use prototype to clarify requirements.
No, no, it's a different thing.
Okay.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay, now, mm, what do you think? Like, what are the major advantages and disadvantages with this methodology?
Come again with the question.
Based on this explanation on prototype, what do you think the major advantages and disadvantages of this methodology?
Okay. Well, the advantage of this,
Mhm.
the advantage of this is that it will minimize change requests because
Mhm.
before we go ahead,
Mhm.
the requirement will have been clarified before
Mhm.
we go into BRS and SRS and design.
Mhm.
That's one. The
Okay.
disadvantage is that it might take a lot of time because when prototype is developed, either software or hardware, the client
Mhm.
might be changing a lot of things and they might require a lot of time to get things done.
Okay. Good. Good. Yeah, you're right. Now, have a glance on these two things.
Okay.
List advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah, number one is correct.
Yeah. So the one thing is like once you're done with developing your prototypes, your user, your client may limit some of the requirements. That means the time and cost, whatever you have invested in these things may go waste. That is a major disadvantage. And the other one is all these prototypes are built at the company's cost, not at the
Yeah.
client's cost.
Okay.
Okay. So once your client confirms the requirements, then only he starts funding to you. Okay.
Okay. I
Got
think
it?
yeah, I guess right.
Yeah,
I'm
you're correct.
not unfortunate to bring them into small pieces the way you did. Okay, but yeah.
Yes, you're correct. Now, two assignments for you
Okay.
for today. The first one is, see, look at the spiral model. There are four different
Spiral,
quadrants, right?
spiral model.
Yeah, I want you to find out the significance of these four quadrants, okay? First is that, and the second one is, if we finish all these four quadrants, that will make one spiral. I want you to find out the significance of the spiral too.
The significance of the
Okay.
quadrants.
Yes, significance of each and every quadrant, what happens with these quadrants, and significance of spirals too. Okay.
Okay. Then what's the second question? You said I should
And the
find
second,
the
yeah,
significance of each quadrant. Then what's the second question?
exactly.
And what's the second question? Is that the only question?
Mhm.
Is that the only question you are asking me
Oh,
to
no, no,
do?
no. The second one is related to a comparative study. Okay, wait, I'll tell you. See, look at this. There is a template. But this template, I want you to fill in the details. So as of now, we have worked on waterfall and prototype, right? Give me the concept and list more number of pros and cons. I have just given you one or two advantages and drawbacks, right?
Yeah.
List out more number of pros and cons for these methodologies.
Okay.
Okay, that's your second task.
Okay.
Got it?
I got that.
Okay, these are the two assignments for you. I hope you have enough time to work on these things.
I will try. So you send the
Okay.
templates to me.
Sure, sure. I'm going to send the template to you. Okay, so
Okay.
do you want me to carry on with the rest of the methodologies, or shall we do it
Yeah.
tomorrow?
Yeah. Let's carry on. We need to move fast as we could. Let's carry on.
Okay, okay, it's up to you. See, I just want to find out, like, if it is fine for you, then it's okay with me also, because you have a lot more things to do, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now we'll work on the model. Yeah, again, any guesses on this? What is
So
happening with this key methodology by looking at this diagram?
mm, no. Scroll up. I didn't see the bottom of the diagram.
Sorry?
I didn't see the bottom of the diagram. I can't
Oh,
see.
it's nothing. It's nothing. The same.
Okay. Okay. Um, initial analysis, design and coding, testing. Um, okay. I think what I see in this
Mm,
is that
mm,
at each of the stages
mm,
or initial and analysis stage,
mm,
when you've gathered the requirements, you prepared this is project plan,
mm,
test plan, and requirement phase testing. And when you
mm,
prepare them, you prepare to validate those requirements. And if you prepare, no,
mm,
when you get them, by eliciting the requirements, you are verifying the requirements. And by
mm,
preparing those documents, you are validating those requirements. And
mm.
from there, you'll be able to generate your BRS and SRS. At the
Okay.
design stage,
Mm,
by uh, by gathering the requirement, developing the product and doing the coding, you are doing the verification. So by designing the basis and program phase testing, you are validating it, and upon the validation, you will do the CDD and what's this?
I see.
What?
I see. The source code document.
So okay, yes, source code document, and you will do the source code document.
Mm,
So at the testing, the same thing
mm,
by conducting the testing,
mm,
you will validate it by coming up with system testing, testing management process, and user acceptance testing, that's validation. Then upon that, you do the SW building. That's a system what? Software.
System testing or software build. Oh, yeah, it's a software build.
Yeah, software building. You build the software. That's my explanation. I think the same thing with delivery and maintenance.
Wait. Okay. See, the major difference is, first let me tell you, it's an extension to your waterfall, the V methodology, but majorly we'll be concentrating on the outcome also. Whenever we are looking for a perfect outcome without any bugs, a quality product, then we'll proceed with V methodology. Because every phase is carried out with a proper testing. See, initial analysis is followed by a validation. Similarly, design and coding is followed by a validation with these two testing phases, and simultaneously so on. See, each and every phase is carried out with the testing to make sure that when we proceed with developing next phase, we don't have any issues or any bugs. Okay, so bug-free environment, and then again we carry on with the next phase. So like this, when we are forwarding to next phases, we don't have bugs, and finally we'll have the product, a product without any bugs. A quality product is the outcome from the B methodology, and it can accept large size of projects too.
Yeah, but what makes this difference from Agile?
No. Agile, I'll explain you. Wait. That's the major difference between waterfall and prototype. See, with waterfall, it was simple, but it was not applicable for large size projects. And even whenever your client is looking for some changes, it was not applicable. But this way methodology, we can apply this for large size projects, and whenever your client is expecting a perfect outcome without any bugs, this is what we follow. Okay. And prototype is whenever your client is expecting some changes in between, then we follow that. Spiral, you find out. If not, I'll explain. I hope you got the concept of these three methodologies.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm thinking this V methodology is very close to Agile.
How?
Because
What happens in Agile?
testing are done at each stages. Is that not what the Agile is doing?
Okay. Agile, see, with the B methodology, we are supposed to give all the requirements in the initial phase itself. But with the Agile, it's not like that. You can still include some changes in between. Okay. The diagram or the flow which I'm showing you is related to Agile methodology. But let me explain you. What happens with Agile is, whenever you choose to develop a project using Agile methodology, first you need to have the high-level requirements. Then you start segregating them to low-level requirements. Okay, these low-level requirements or each and every functionality is called as sprint. SPRINT. So daily you'll be meeting with your team members and they are supposed to decide upon.
You said each of those requirements is called sprint.
Yeah, SPRINT, a small unit.
Yeah, I've heard of sprints before, but I just want to understand it. Now that when we gather requirements, we'll break it down from high level functional requirement to low level functional requirement. Then how do we now come to sprint?
Sorry?
Okay, could you just explain, just start all over again and explain it. I want to grab it once and for
all. Okay, fine. See, first what happens is, based on the requirement set, like high level requirement set, you start segregating that to low level. I mean, simple units. And each and every simple functionality is handled separately in an Agile process. Okay, daily we'll be meeting with our team and discuss upon that particular day's work. Okay, so every day we need to come up with some outcome. Let's say, for example, if we are meeting today and the outcome is A, and tomorrow we need to come up with A plus, and day after tomorrow we need to come up with A plus plus. So every day there should be some increment in in our work, and at the end, maybe when we are giving the complete outcome to our client, we'll be showing some working prototypes to the client. Okay, at the end of a week or at every 10 days, we need to show them the status, the work status to our client, and this work status is like we'll be showing some prototypes to the client, working prototypes to our client. If it is fine for our client, then we'll proceed with developing that. Or else we will be mentioning some changes, whatever we are supposed to include. So that it's like every now and then, or like very frequently, we'll be meeting our clients and he can include some changes if he wants, or else we'll continue with the existing one. So that's the reason with Agile, we can overcome all the disadvantages, whatever we are facing with the previous methodologies. Okay?
Yeah. So
We can
in this
include new changes. Yeah, sorry, carry on.
unit unit test. Okay, you say unit test. Um,
Yes, yes.
do you show the sprint in this diagram? Do you?
Oh, no, 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 it's not that. It's like, see, look at this diagram. Once we are done with gathering requirements and analysis process, we'll get SRS as the outcome, right?
Mm-hmm.
SRS is a combination of all these functionalities, multiple functionalities, functionality 1, 2, 3, and so on. So each
Okay.
and every functionality is a sprint for you, SPRINT. Okay?
Oh, all
Once
those
you're done with the
they're sprints.
yes, simple
So
units.
okay. Uh, how long will it take to complete a sprint?
It depends, maybe a maximum of 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks, not more than that.
To complete a sprint, not in 2 3 days.
Sorry?
We can't complete a sprint within 3 days.
Oh, no, no, no. We can finish it. I'm giving you a maximum limit. Sometimes it's only 10 days. It completely depends on the scenario, okay?
Okay. So because I've been at the interview that they asked me that how long can I complete a sprint?
So it might be 2 days, 3 days, or 10 days.
So we could complete sprints within 3 days, depending on the
Yes?
project.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Depending on the
But
functionality.
depending on the functionality, but the maximum is 10 days.
Yes.
Or let's say, okay, the
Okay.
maximum is 10 days. Don't let us use 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks is 10 days. 5 days in a week. Okay.
No, no, I'm just giving you the tentative days. It's not like again, it depends on your size of your functionality and number of people involved in that. Okay, if at all,
Okay.
if you'll be showing a prototype, whatever you have developed by end of this 10 days or by end of 2 weeks, and if your client is fine with that, that's okay. Or else again, you need to rework, right? So that's the reason with this agile, you can overcome all the disadvantages, whatever you're facing with the rest of the methodologies. Like with agile, you can include new changes in between. You'll be in touch with your client frequently. Time consumption is also low. You'll be getting a quality outcome as per the client requirement because he's also involved in between. Okay,
Yeah.
got it?
Okay.
Now, once we are done with developing all the units, we integrate it and see whether we have received a final outcome as per the requirement or not. But in between, if at all, if your client is looking for some changes, okay, we can, let's say for example, if your client is looking for a change in the functionality 2, okay, and if at all, if this change is not affecting rest of the functionalities, then we'll go with adding that, okay, agreeing and adding that change. Or else, if that functionality is making changes to the rest of the functionalities and it will take a lot of time to develop that, then we follow a separate process and we prepare a document called change request document.
Change you. Yeah.
Okay, in this document, you'll be including all the changes whichever your client is requesting, and also you'll be mentioning about a feasibility study, whether with the existing resources will they be able to develop the requirements or not. And you list out the rough estimations, like how much time it will take to finish that extra change and how much cost is involved to develop that extra change. once you prepare this change request document and you share it with your client, and if your client is okay with these changes, like extra time and extra cost, then only you proceed with accepting and developing the changes. Okay, it's not done directly if it is altering rest of the functionalities. You need to get an acceptance on this change request document from your client. So as and when there's a change, that means there will be n number of iterations. This process is carried out until your client finalizes all the changes. N number of iterations as per the changes requested by your client.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
and
think.
then finally,
Okay.
Shola?
Yeah. Is it possible that you just give me a real example of a project where Agile is used and you describe the functionality, each of the functionality, maybe just a real project that
Okay,
you can
okay,
just
fine.
because
Let me give you a live example. Let's say, okay, we'll go with Facebook. Okay, now under Facebook, there are n number of functionalities, right? We can add people, we can like comments, we can upload images, we can upload videos, we can create events, we can share something, we can look into other profiles. There are n number of things that we can do with Facebook, right? Yes, Shola? Hello? Are you there? Hello? Shola?
you are you are skipping. I can't hear you again.
Oh, the same as with me. Like I lost you for a while. How about now?
Yeah, it's hot now.
Okay, just a second. Is it fine now?
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay, fine. I was giving you Facebook example.
I know. What you see? Which domain do you normally work? Do you work as a BA or you are a trainer?
I actually am working and my basic domain. Right now I'm dealing with a social networking project.
Oh, you are doing the social networking project. Okay.
Why?
No. I just want to know which domain are you currently working on?
It's like
Maybe,
I'm an IT business analyst.
yeah.
It's not domain specific.
And since you've said even what you're doing now is social media, that's why you are using like Facebook to do it. Uh,
Oh, yes, yes.
Now, can we do this like an order? Maybe,
Order?
yes, doing order online.
Okay, fine, yeah. Let's say Amazon, okay?
Yeah.
If at all, if you're trying to order something from Amazon, so right from registration, then you log into Amazon application, then you
Yeah.
start searching for the items. After searching, once you find your required item, you add it to your cart. Then once you're done with your shopping, you go to your cart and proceed with the checkout, proceed with the payment, and you give your confirmations, and then you'll get a confirmation from the respective vendor that so and so item will be delivered to you on so and so time, right?
Yeah.
That's the simple process what happens with Amazon if you want to buy something or if you want to make an order. Then consider searching of items. Okay, this is one scenario for us, one functionality for us. Now,
Okay.
you develop a screen like how it should work, how search functionality should work, how there should be filters, number of items in our given page, and the price of each and every item, the category of each and every item, age-wise. There will be a number of filters. First, you choose your filters, and based on that, you will get the search result. So you'll explain this to your client. Okay, like this is what you're developing. This is what you're developing. And if your client is fine with that, then you proceed with developing that. Okay, or else if your client is changing some requirements in between, like you don't want to use so many filters, he wants you to minimize the usage of filters, maximize the performance, And also, instead of using so much of criteria, why don't you minimize the criteria which is selected by your client? So based on your client requirements, again you develop something and show it to your client. If that works, then you'll go with developing that, or else again you'll make changes. Okay?
Okay.
Are you getting this example?
Yeah, I'm getting it. Yeah.
Okay. And let's say within the same process, at the end, while we are at the payment gateway, let's consider that it has an invitation that it'll accept only PayPal, okay, not with other cards.
Okay.
Now, once you are done with developing all these things, you show it to the client, and he'll say that no. Along with the PayPal, he wants to include some more payment gateways also. Okay, by debit card, a credit card, or whatever, cash on delivery, something like that. So you need to make changes accordingly. Like the entire functionality should be considered with all these available payment options.
Okay. So if you want to bring functionality to use case, that means each functionality will form a use case.
Oh yes, see, for searching also. Use case, as I said, is nothing but user and system interaction, right?
Yeah.
So how do you start searching? As a user, you'll give a keyword, then the application will prompt the respective keywords or related statements on the screen. Then as a user, you again select some product, and an application will show or take you to that respective product page, which has got product description. If you're fine with that, you select that product and add to the cart. Or else you'll go with other product. Right? It's one
Yeah.
functionality, one use case, searching a item.
Okay. So that's making sense. One functionality is one use case, and then
Yeah, you'll be giving, and the use case, you'll be giving user and system interaction.
yeah, user and system interaction. I know. Yeah.
Fine?
Yeah.
Any more questions?
No, it's I'm just trying to figure it and make it clearer to me. Okay.
Oh, good, good, very good. See, I want you to ask more questions. Let it be interactive, as I said.
Mm-hmm. I think
Fine, Shola?
yeah, fine. Let's still be moving on.
Okay, so once you're done with all these things and like changes are accepted and you proceed with developing that, at the end you do a UAT, and then if it is accepted, finally a product is released and deployed at the client.
Yeah, product release. Okay.
Fine.
Yeah. Now
So,
the question I want to ask now is like we've done about we've discussed about 5 models now.
huh,
We've discussed about the waterfall, the prototype,
yes,
spiral,
huh,
and V model and Agile.
huh,
With all the readings I've done, or all everything people are talking about, they're only
huh.
talking about waterfall and agile methodologies. Why are they not talking about the 3 other methodologies?
Who are not talking about the 3 methodologies?
As in the most common methodologies are.
Oh, okay, fine. So, see, I wanted you to come up with a comparative study as an assignment, right? Yes, Shola?
I laughed. Okay, I'm listening to you.
No, that's fine. So the reason why I've asked you to come up with a comparative study is you'll get to know. I mean, you have your own answer then.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Okay,
why
and
is it
it's
that,
not like, sorry, carry on.
yeah, I said, why is it that the most two commonly discussed or used methodology is waterfall and agile? Agile.
Yeah, finish this assignment and then we'll discuss.
Oh,
I mean, your answer lies with this assignment.
okay.
Okay, that's the reason I'm concentrating on this. And even based on this, we proceed with selecting the right SDLC methodology for a given project. And you know what? If given a chance for me, spiral and agile, I'll select spiral only, not agile, because I hate a lot of documentation. Seriously, yeah. Start working on this assignment, then we'll discuss more on your question. It'll be easy for you to understand. I can give you now, but there's no point if you're not working on this.
Yeah,
Fine,
but
Shola?
yeah, but in a particular project, I cannot combine two methodologies together. Can I?
Oh no, 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 it's not like that. You can it's not exactly combination. Like once you have started developing a project using Spiral, in between you may again include using Agile also. It's not like you are supposed to use only one particular methodology. You can come up with a different one too.
Oh, I can combine. Is that what you mean?
No, no, not combine. I mean to say, let's say you have started a process and you are in middle. You have started a development methodology with Agile, okay?
Yeah.
And then later you don't feel like you are comfortable with this Agile methodology and you can change your methodology to Spiral also.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
not like a combination one, it's a different one, it's follow.
Okay.
If it is a major project, some modules you can proceed with waterfall and some with prototype and some with Agile. So it depends on that project type and size. Got it?
Okay.
So I want you to include all these 5 methodologies in that comparative study. Along with that, explain the spiral methodology also. Okay,
Okay.
fine.
Big big assignment.
Yeah, I hope you have, I mean, like this, you'll be getting some assignments from tomorrow also. Of course, every class will have some assignments.
Okay.
Fine, Shola?
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll meet tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Sorry, 8 o'clock your time.
Yeah, I think 8 o'clock
Hello?
tomorrow, right?
Okay.
Depending